YouTube Force Arena players, welcome to a brand new video, part of our Let's Play series. So today we're playing Grand Moff Tarkin. This footage was recorded before 1.5 arrived on the servers, and obviously a lot of it still applies today, but obviously 2v2 now is more balanced because you don't have unbalanced teams. So you're going to see the first game is a 2v2, and then it's going to be two 1 versus 1 matches. Now in one of the games I make a serious error and basically cost myself a win, and will explain what I did wrong and what I did, and it wasn't good, it wasn't pretty. And sometimes you can get so obsessed in looking for a win, or a certain unit will distract you, that you get bogged down and you lose track of the time and you make a misplay, and then that is GG, game over. But first into our 2 versus 2. Now this was again recorded before the update, so the teams aren't particularly balanced well, and they've got different level cards, so those kind of things. So despite the changes in 2v2, it still applies the fact that you need to be patient in your build up and how you attack your enemy. You don't want to get too carried away, you don't want to just drop troops down randomly. You really have to focus where the damage is being done, and importantly pay some attention to the map. I've been playing a load of games recently where people are just paying no attention at all. Now that Dark System grenade I just dropped there, one thing I like to talk about in videos is what's called value. So whenever you make an attack or a play, especially if it's an offensive play, you want to get as much value as possible. So an example would be that TIE fighter there cost me 3 energy, and if I deploy it now, I'll kill the Malaz warriors, might kill K2SO, and may kill those Pathfinders. So if you add the value of that together, that's 3, 6, 7, that's 8 energy that has cost a rebel, and my TIE fighter costs just 3. So the return on that would be really strong, giving me a slight advantage there. But what I've done is, first, because they were on the right side of the lane and Thrawn had a push, they both came over, which is a big mistake a lot of players do as well, and I dropped my ATST top left, catch them off guard, and as you can see it was enough to take the turret down. Luke's coming down with a charge. Now in my Grand Moff Tarkin deck I have a stun, a Dark System grenade and TIE fighter, and all these cards are what's called support cards. That hasn't changed in 1.5, and whenever Tarkin uses a support card he has an opportunity of 50% to recuperate 1 energy. So I'll give myself a 150% chance there of regaining energy by using those 3 cards, obviously if they're on this available to me at the time. Again, notice my position in there, so K2SO comes away from the turret, but Luke's on his left side because Thrawn decided to leave it alone, but I've stunned him. Luke can't charge, Luke can't get the turret. Big push coming down his right side now. Now gunk droids are not affected by stuns any longer, so this droid will get some damage off in this turret unless we just do some damage, but it wasn't enough, and it does do some damage. So as I said, gunk droids are no longer affected by stun grenades, but I had no stuns anyway. Top right hand corner, there's 3 barriers, Pathfinders. That TIE fighter just took them all out, so that's 6 energy for the 2 barriers, and the Pathfinders were additional 3, so that's 9 energy for the cost of a TIE fighter. That is a big deal. But left side, Luke does take down that turret with another gunk droid coming in. Looks a bit hopeless right now as Thrawn is looking to push and continue to push, but right now we need to be defensive and just try and hang on to what we've got at the moment. There's no point making an aggressive play until we can get ourselves under control on that left lane and give ourselves a chance to recuperate. Big push coming down his right side now. Again, I drop in Dark System grenade because that gives me a chance to recover the energy. Couple of light tanks, in goes a Bantha there. Malaz warriors, it's 1-1, 9 seconds to go. Luke's got a big push coming down his middle. I'm not too concerned. I will drop down my TIE fighter. Notice again I've got 1 energy regenerated there, and move into sudden death, and it's a GG win because the ATST walker was strong enough to take down that top right turret, giving us a win. Again, please pause the video to check out our decks as we now move into 1 versus 1. So one thing I've also talked about in videos as well is about making that offensive play, the opportunity. So you saw both of those leaders came over to the right lane, and it gave me a chance to drop an ATST walker top left because there's nothing else. They dropped a load of units that size, so I knew they were low in energy, which is why I made that play, because I knew then they couldn't counter me if I spent that 7 energy. So now we're facing off against a Sabrine. Again, I will stun her to prevent her doing her charge, and then destroy her mortar. So she's got a gunk droid and a mortar deck. Pretty lethal combination, to be honest, and she's level 9, same level as me, but this is a game where I make a huge misplay, and you'll see that shortly in this game. And I was really disappointed with myself, to be honest, but these things happen. You get too excited sometimes. So I'll drop a Sand Trooper again just to do some damage. I will stun Sabine again, making sure she can't do any damage too much from a turret, and then now make a push on his left side, taking it hopefully down to enough. I will drop my orbital strike in there, which should be enough, but she pops down a Bantha. For some bizarre reason I couldn't move there. She didn't stun me, but again, those seconds do add up. So I'll just try and focus on the Bantha, but she's got a strong group of units there with the warrior in there and a Grenadier, but now she's going to do some damage on this turret as she drops down a Gunk droid. Again, bearing in mind, Gunk droids are no longer stunned by grenades that they were at the making of this video, although it didn't get stunned here because I didn't target it. But a valiant defence, this turret could be on its way down. So I'm just going to throw down a Doctor's Grenade, getting maximum value there by soaking up the Royal Guards too, and also on Serene. Again, look at my positioning, that way the Royal Guards come away from the turret toward me, turret locks onto them and soon decimates them. And with just 1 minute 25 seconds to go, it's a good push. A couple of troopers, nothing particularly strong, but I do want to get his health pack. Keep tapping away to try and pick it up slow motion, and then I'll make a charge on here. But I dropped my stun grenade, but I miss. And what I've done is now left the door open because I died now. And as you can see, bottom right, Sabrina's dropped a mortar, and that mortar now has got a couple of 3 shots on my bottom right turret. Let's throw down my stormtroopers to take care of it. Throw down some blades on top left to focus on that Bantha. So it's taking the turret down to almost half health as she drops yet another Gunk droid, which I do stun. And then focus on it. But remember, as I said, you cannot stun these any longer. I have to use my TIE Fighter here because I'm not particularly strong in attack with Grand Moff Tarkin. So with just 38 seconds left in double energy now, I'll throw down another Doctor's Grenade. But these Royal Guards will be a pain. I'll drop down an ATS Walker, but that's the misplay I made. I dropped it a bit too far ahead because what I wanted to do was have that as a tank, so then the Royal Guards would then turn their back and focus on the Walker. But I dropped it way too far ahead, and I was so angry with myself, and that has now cost me both turrets. Top left is gone, bottom right is close to going, so I'll make a brave push here on his right side, just throw down what I can to try and target his turret. ATS Walker's doing as much damage as it possibly can on that middle turret, but it isn't going to be enough now. Gunk droid coming in, Bantha coming in. It really is going to be game over now. 57 seconds left to play. There's nothing I can do to hold on as Sabrina pops her explosives and takes down that turret to give her a 2-1 win. So that was a bad misplay, and I was so angry at myself for making that misplay. Just dropped that ATS Walker just too far ahead of the Royal Guards, because the idea of making that ATS Walker drop down was that everyone will attack it, so those Royal Guards would have turned and then focused that rather than my turret, and I would have just seen out the game at that bottom right hand lane, but that wasn't to be the case, so I had to drop down more units to protect myself, and that of course cost me. So moving into the final game of the day, which is 1 versus 1. Didn't wait too long, which is nice against Princess Leia. So these games are back to back, and by now I wasn't particularly impressed after that, and I wanted to make amends for the Empire. So with Tarkin, it's very slow movement, and he's a supporting guy, so you have to really adapt your playstyle with him. Using your support cards to talk about the value, get as much as I can. Level 8, wow. Throw down your Blazeman. Make sure you understand what counters what as well when you play the game. So your Blazeman are good counters for things like Gregorian Rebel, Rebel tanks, Wookiee warriors. And if you make sure you drop units just in front of a turret, so that way you've got a turret backing you up as well, firing away at the Wookiee, so you're going to be really much quicker at taking down units. But I've got nothing here to play at the moment, so I'm just going to throw down the Doctor's Grenade, throw down my Blazeman behind the tank, pick up the health pack. This turret has been taken down to half health as Leia dies, as does a unit. Got a slight push coming, nothing strong, but we'll make the most of it. I'll try and get off a couple of shots on the turret just to see what I can do here. Drop down my orbital strike. He throws down at level 10, so level higher than me. Grenadier and Wookiee warrior. So I'll make a counter push top left, because this turret is going to be gone, I think. So I'm looking at my position again. Wookiee warrior locks onto me, Grenadier's locked onto me. Throw down my stun grenade to buy me a few more seconds. Throw in my Doctor's Grenade just to help them burn all those guards down. The turret has gone. Top left down, Walker's doing some damage. Throw down Blazeman to lock onto Leia. She's got nothing to counter that walker with. She has got a good push bottom right, but I dropped down some troopers to help just defend a little bit. But with 1 minute 36 seconds to go, top left turret is down to half, my middle turret is down to half. I need to make a push somewhere, but that level 11 Grenader survived my strike, which just floored me. I was like, wow, what do I do now? So I have to rethink. What I'm doing now is pausing. I'm letting my energy recuperate so I can make a good push. And by that I mean dropping my walker. Because she's so far away, she has to run across. But that ATSC walker will take down that top left turret. She throws down Royal Guards. I throw in my Doctor's Grenade. I'll just tank that Wookiee for a bit. And the turret does go down, as does my ATST. I'll do an orbital strike in there just before I die. Get as much value as I possibly can with 54 seconds to go in double energy. But she's free to take down my turret and does take it down to about half, about quarter health left as the Grenade comes in. But I push top left, throw down my Blazeman, throw down Stormtroopers. She drops a Wookiee Warrior to help counter and also Rebel Troopers, but I'll try and wipe the floor of those guys if I can. Level 11's always going to be tough. I will stun Princess Leia so she can't move. Oh, actually, Dark's Grenade Princess Leia. I didn't stun her. But she will die. There's no health packs. And she's down now. This gives me a chance to get a push now on the turret. 25 seconds to go. I'm ready to drop the stun grenade when she does respawn. As you can see, look at me waiting. She respawned. I stun her. Turret's gone. 2-1. 15 seconds to go. In goes an orbital strike, which is just about enough to give us the victory and 2-1 win. GG. All was lost, but we managed just to do enough. And actually at the end there, did a lot of damage to her turret because she had to respawn and couldn't deploy any more troopers, and that gave us a fantastic win of 4 turrets to 1. So I hope you liked the video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next Star Wars Force Arena video. May the Force be with you.